Hey guys, Ken is from Crema Coffee Garage here. Today we're checking out what has got to be one of the most versatile brewers out there on the market, and that is the Varia multi-brewer. But just before we get started, I want to remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all new video content that we release the second it comes out. Okay, let's jump into it. The Varia multi-brewer is a 6-in-1 brewing unit featuring multiple durable parts that fit together to create a versatile brewer that not only makes delicious coffee and tea, but it also looks fantastic sitting on your kitchen bench. With 6 different brewing functions in one unit, you've got filter pour over, cold brew, French press, stovetop, tea brewing, and even a stovetop kettle. Now, all the major components, they're made of a high quality dual wall stainless steel material and has been designed by coffee masters over there from our friends in New Zealand. The main jug, it also features a cool touch silicone handle so as to save yourself from any residual heat burning when using on the stove. The Varia comes with a multitude of accessories, including a sizable pack of replacement seals for all components, a volumetric dosing base cap, and also uses precision photo etch filters. It also comes with customizable seals for extra flair and personalization. Let's see how a few of these brew types work, and we're going to start with pour over. Now we're going to be using the 3-cup recipe from Varia's manual, and we want 20 grams of a medium to coarsely ground coffee and 330 mils of water, which has been heated to between 92 and 94 degrees Celsius. We're going to start by attaching the base to the bottom of the Varia body, ensuring that it is tightly sealed. Next, we're going to place our plastic filter cone on top of the jug and then pop in one of the paper filters that are included. Now, it's recommended that you pour around 300 mils of hot water over the paper filter, and this is not just to enable it to stick, but also to preheat your jug below. Just make sure that you remember to remove the excess water before you place your Varia onto a set of scales. Next, we're going to pour in our pre-weighed 20 grams of ground coffee, and we're going to give it a little bit of a shake just to ensure that we have an even pouring surface, and then we're going to tear it off to read 0 to begin the brew. So we start the brew with a 50 ml pour, which is left to bloom for around 30 seconds. And then we follow with a second and a third pour, which sees the remainder of the water poured in a particular manner and method. To see the full step-by-step process that is pour over, click the eye in the top right-hand corner and watch our how to pour over instructional video. But what you're left with is a delicious, ready-to-drink batch of filter pour-over coffee. Next up, we're going to check out the Moka Pot or Stovetop, as you may know it to be. The Varia has been designed to be compatible with all gas, electric, and induction stovetops. We're going to be using Varia's recipe ratio of a 4-cup brew. That is 15 grams of freshly ground medium coarseness coffee and 330 mils of lukewarm water. Our recommendation at Crema would be filtered water if you have it available to you. If not, that is fine. Next, you'll want to set up your brewer by placing the appropriate circular filter disc inside each funnel. So the filter disc with the larger holes, that goes inside the base funnel, and the filter disc with the finer holes goes in the top funnel like so. Just make sure that you do have the rubber tabs on both of the seals facing outwards, and that'll help you remove them after brewing. Next, you'll want to fill your boiler with the lukewarm water to the required brew line. Just make sure you don't exceed the safety valve or you will run into issues later on. Next, place your ground coffee into the filter basket. Make sure you evenly spread it out and then flatten it down, and you can use your finger if you like, and then place the top funnel on top of the ground coffee and then place that whole setup inside the boiler. And then you want to screw on the body of the Varia, just making sure it's tightly sealed. Then we're going to place the pot on a medium heat to perform the extraction. They say it should take around 3 minutes to complete the brew. As per our how-to stovetop video, we at Crema recommend that you brew with the lid off, and then you watch your coffee as it begins to brew. As soon as you see it start to flow quickly from the funnel, that's the ideal time to take it off the heat. The reason we're going to do this is that the Varia will have already conducted enough heat to gently finish your brew, and then you won't be at risk of burning the coffee. Once the coffee stops flowing completely, then you're ready to pour. Just allow it to cool slightly before you enjoy, but you can always add a splash of cold water or milk if that is your personal preference. Moving on to Plunger or French press coffee. Following the 3-cup recipe from Varia's manual, we want 15 grams of freshly ground coffee and 250 mils of water. Now, Varia's manual do say that they like a medium coarseness for French press. However, we would actually recommend a bit of a coarser grind. So we're gonna go with that. Ensure that the base is firmly attached to the body, and then we're gonna pour the coffee inside. Then place that whole setup on a pair of scales, and we're gonna tear it off to read 0. Your brew water should be somewhere between 92 and 94 degrees Celsius, and we're going to pour that water evenly across the surface of the ground coffee, ensuring a complete saturation of the grind. But you can always give it a little bit of a stir once finished pouring if you need to. Place your plunger lid on top, but make sure you leave it for about 3 to 4 minutes to brew, and then we're going to plunge down. And there you have your delicious plunger coffee, which you can of course drink straight or add a splash of milk as well. Next up we have cold brew. Now the cold brew in the Varia uses a very similar setup to the plunger style. You simply need to adjust the recipe to a 1 part coffee to 4 parts water ratio. Pouring the same coffee ground coarseness as pour over into the base of the jug, but this time we're going to use cold water. So we're replacing heat with time, and we're going to go for a longer brew this time. At Crema, we recommend anywhere between 8 to 12 hours, depending on your strength preference. Place your standard lid on top to seal whilst it's brewing, and you can always put it in the fridge if you like. But when it comes time to plunging the coffee, we're going to connect an extra filter basket to the French press filter, and then we're going to gently plunge the coffee grounds and then strain it into a separate container, which you can either serve from or store in the fridge for up to 2 weeks. The remaining 2 brewing functions are tea and a stovetop kettle. Now, these are a little bit more self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go into depth about these, but you can always check them out on Varia's website or in the manual when you purchase it. In regards to cleaning the Varia, it's pretty straightforward. You just need to ensure that all the remaining coffee has been removed before you give it a hot soapy wash, and then a good rinse, and make sure that it's completely dry before you put it back together to brew again. The Varia multi-brewer is the perfect investment for our coffee fanatics out there who love experimenting with different brewing methods. However, I think it's also a solid and quality product for anyone who just likes to enjoy one of the many classic brewing methods. It's the ultimate coffee brewing all-rounder. That's a wrap on the Varia multi-brewer, guys. Make sure you jump onto our website, cremacoffeegarage.com.au, so you can shop the Varia and many of our other fantastic products. Then you can jump back to this video and the many other correlating brewing method videos that we have here on our channel. Feel free to leave any questions or comments about what we may not have covered. We're always willing to help. But why not show us some love and pop on over to Facebook and Instagram and give us a tag in your home and travel brewing experiences. We love seeing how you guys do it yourselves. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Cheers.